Hey,
Hi, how are you?
sorry, my dog is trying to be in the live too.
Oh, dog.
Yeah,
I have a big dog.
yeah, she's a great thing.
Oh, you know what? I
She's
just do
sitting
that.
on the couch with me right now.
I like the idea of having a Great Dane, but they're so big. Look how big their heads are.
I know they're big as a Chihuahua. Like the only the head is like as big as a Chihuahua. She's huge.
Oh my
She's
God.
like a little bit over 100 pounds. Yeah, it's like
Oh,
having a
she's
human
only
around.
pounds.
She's over 100 pounds.
Oh wow, she's kind of small.
Yeah, she's small. Most females are smaller than the males are really big. But yeah,
Oh
she's a female, so they're a lot smaller.
yeah, they are couch potatoes. Because I used to be
They
terrified.
are.
They're so huge. They're like dinosaurs. Like no, y'all, I'm only 5'2". So the first time I ever was near Great Dane was actually a old job I used to work at. I used to work at this nursing home, and the lady brought her dog to go see one of the and I'm literally the dog's head is like right here. It's like the head kind of bear is that's a bear. That's not a dog. That's a
That's
bear. They're
yeah,
very
she's a
in the family, or that's
yeah, I'm 5'4", so she's big. She tries to stand up and I'm just like, holy shit. She's
I
over
oh
she's
my
way taller than me.
so I'm gonna get into it. It's your girl Cindy Dina staying with the gang, and this is Underrated TV. And I have, I'm gonna say it right, Pinchevilla.
Yes, Pinchevilla. You got it, you got
Oh,
it.
my Spanish, okay? I'm getting
Okay.
for those
Cool.
that don't know who you are. Go ahead and introduce yourself and let them know what it is that you do. What's up, bro?
Okay, so my name is Pinchevilla. I'm a drag king of San Antonio, Texas. And I perform in drag. I was born a female, and I transform into male. And I also have a cooking show every Sunday, where I kind of introduce people.
All that.
I have introduced people to Latin American dishes that are not most people don't know of.
Mhm.
Especially here in Texas, most of the population is Mexican. So I try to bring in like Central American foods into play so everybody can experience and try different things that most people don't even know about exist. So I do
So
that.
what made you introduce me to drag world? I because now I've been learning there are so many different happy pride first of all, like
Thank you. Happy Pride, happy Pride.
one thing like because we all are familiar with I just say drag world, we're all familiar with the other drag world, and there are TV shows now, like Pose, and then Legendary just came out. But not a lot of people know about Drag King World. So
No, nobody. It's
it's like,
actually I didn't even know about drag kings. I didn't know about drag kings until 2019. No, 2018. I went to a drag show in San Diego. I was just visiting, and they happened to have a drag king perform, and I was just like, "Whoa, that's so cool! I would like to do
I
that."
live in San Diego.
You do? Okay, I went to the rail. I went to the rail, and that's where I saw the first king ever perform.
Oh wow. Oh, you want to be in the interview? I'm gonna ask you some
He
questions
was a
too.
kid. And so that's how I was introduced to kings. I've always known of queens, and I've always wondered what would it be like to perform in drag, but I didn't want to be a queen.
Yeah.
So and then later on, I came back home, and then I heard of a king show, and I was surprised. So I went to check it out, and that's the San Antonio has their own drag king troupe. And that was my first time seeing it in San Antonio. And I was surprised because I've lived here for 20 years about.
Oh my
And
God.
that was the first time ever I saw a troupe here in San Antonio. And so I talked to the head of the group, and I was like, "Hey, do you guys have another like tryout? Because they have like a open mic for drag kings, and
Mm-hmm.
it's called King for a Day. So it's like King for a Day, and they were gonna have another one in like a couple of months, and so I signed up for that one, and that's how I started. That was my first time.
Gosh, that is
Yeah,
so
and
like you
it
look
was
like you've known it for a while. That's why I was like, wow, you just are just knew about it like us. So what really sparks your interest about drag? What is like, makes you want to do it? Because like I'm so intrigued by it and I love watching the because I think it's fascinating how people really can just transform and like you really don't recognize them. They're like a whole nother person.
Yeah, I think it was so before this, I had insane stage fright, like to the point where I would cry of anxiety
Yeah.
and all of that stuff. So that was one of the reasons why I was like, okay, if I transfer myself into somebody else, maybe I can get over this. And that was one of the reasons why I did it. Also, I was fascinated to see how I would look as a male. I was like, it was very
Yeah.
interesting. And I do love the whole transformation thing. It's so cool, like how we can morph our faces and turn into another character and have another persona. So that was very interesting to me, and it was very appealing. I was not planning to do this more than once. I started March of 2019. That was my first performance ever,
Mhm.
and the crowd went crazy.
They
It
love
was
it.
they
They love
loved it, and I was, and the whole, it was just so crazy, like adrenaline and all that. The feeling of being on stage and getting that feedback from is addicting. It's
it.
so addicting. You're like, okay, and I didn't want to do it. I wasn't gonna do it again. And after that night, I was like, okay, I want to do this again.
Yeah.
I was like, this is
Like
fun.
gotta make it through that first rush, but then it's like a adrenaline boost. You're just like, oh my gosh, like I love this. Like this is crazy. Do you feel like are there like because you know how they some people tour? Are there drag king tours that you've heard of? Or
Um, I wouldn't say tour. We have our own drag international fest in Austin. So all these drag from all drag performers in general, kings, queens, and then we have some that are in between, or like in between male and female. They
Mhm.
have their own thing. We all come to Austin in November usually, and it's from all over the world. It's crazy. We have people from Israel, from Australia, Canada,
Yeah.
and so much fun. It's crazy to see the diversity and all
Yeah.
the different types of drag and the different forms. And some people in other countries, in England, they actually sing while they perform, like live singing and performing.
Yeah.
So it's really cool. Ours, I think individually, we kind of plan our own like tours. I've gone to different cities in Texas. I was planning to go to out of state before COVID happened. So we
Yeah.
kind of like depending, we reach out to other clubs in other states and we kind of arrange things and make it happen sometimes and do our little tours ourselves. It's not like a whole, not a lot of people do that, but I wanted to because it's fun.
There you go. Because I love to that. That is so because it's something different. You're just so you never. It's nice to look into the opposite world of things.
Yeah.
Like so okay. Don't you guys get hot though? Like all them lights, I would all of that makeup would start sweating off of me. Like just drain.
Yeah, it's hot. It gets hot, and especially because for me, I either tape my boobs, or I have to use binders or some kind of way to mask my breast. So I have all these layers, and then like I have all this light
Uh,
makeup. Yeah, it gets really hot.
that's dedication. Cause ain't like I'm be like, look, I cannot breathe. I am thirsty. It is time to get this over. That is so crazy. You know what? Because they just came out with a show. I haven't seen it yet. I hope I can find it. It's called Legendary, but it's about um ballroom dancing. like a reality show where they pick like there's different houses that compete against each other, like how they do in like the real world. So do you guys have something like that as well?
We we have houses. We have drag houses. There's a lot of queens that have their own houses here in San Antonio, and we have troops like the drag kings that do here, Los Mentirosos. We don't have competitions like that though. I've never seen that. I don't think
Yeah.
so. We have individual competitions. Like I was part of one. I started being part of one, but then all these things happened, so I kind of dropped out. But we do have individual drag performance kind of competitions. But it's
Yeah.
completely different. Also for Pride, we have our own like Mr. King of Pride or Mr. Queen or whatever. So we have drag competitions like that too. But I did watch Legendary. Legendary is so cool. I don't know if you've checked it out, but you need to check it out. It's oh my gosh, it's
I don't know because I need to. Right now, our TV is occupied at the moment, but I need to see it so that we
but
watch it at home. Because yeah, I think that is so cool to have a show. I'm so glad there's more shows for the LGBTQ plus community because the very first one I ever really, besides like Orange is the New Black and all that stuff, Pose was a really, I love that show. I wish they would come back for another season because I loved that show. That show and Legendary, I feel like it gives it, especially Legendary, because it's more of the reality of it. So, oh, it's not happening. I was really
because of
hopeful.
COVID, yeah,
They
COVID
got a
is.
few more. If it starts in November, we got the rest of summer.
Oh, there was other issues I think also with that, but I think they're gonna do it for 2021. So it was postponed. So what's
2020 being a drag, like it's being a real drag right now. Like I'm so sick. I want
yeah.
to go out and do. I cannot wait till all of these events start coming because I'm going to be there. Okay, I'm going to go.
Have you been to Pride?
Huh?
Have you ever been to Pride?
Yes, I actually the very first Pride I ever been to was Vegas Urban Pride in Las Vegas. So shout out to King, Mr. King Weezy, shout out to King. She's the founder of Vegas Urban Pride, and it was. Let me tell you, because like I went to that Pride, and then I came back and went to Sandy because their Pride is in the fall,
Hmm.
in October. So I came back during the next summer and went to San Diego's Pride for the first time. And I will say that was a lot of sensory overload for me. I was not expecting to so
Okay. I love Hillcrest though.
sorry. It's I'm trying to think of the right word, but it was I guess it was so vibrant. I didn't expect to see because no, that's the thing. My mom was I guess it's they have it to where they're supposed to be kid friendly.
Oh, okay.
Mom was like, "You should take Aaron with you." My son at the time was 9. I said, "Absolutely not." And and it's not a bash to anything, but just for me as a parent, with the things that I've seen, I was like, "No, he's a 9-year-old should not see this. This is definitely for adults and adults only." I've seen literally. Well, because you know the pasties where the girls put the pasties or whatever. Okay, so there was a walking down the street, y'all. That's all she had on was a thong and the pasties and some slides and whatever other jewelry. That's all she had. And I know if I would have had my son with me, he would have been like, "Oh my gosh, mom, she doesn't have any clothes on." Like he's so they have kids don't have a filter. And he doesn't.
Yeah.
And so at the same time, I don't want no one getting offended because, I'm like, he's a kid. He don't know. But it was even a girl out there. She didn't even have on pasties. The girl was just, I was like, all righty then. So this is what we do out here. Okay. I was like, it was very, it was very colorful, very vibrant. I saw a lot of beautiful, like, drag queens, like people from like other states and cities that were there. It was just nice to see the, like, just the diversity of men and women there, and just how they represent themselves when it comes to their sexuality or whatever the case may be. But it was lit though. Like, you had, like, there were like three different, first of all, there were like two different sound stages, because one of the, actually three, because some of the same performers were going to each stage for like the
Oh,
other
okay.
people. Because you had the hip, it was kind of like in a club how you have like the hip hop side and the Latin side, where you had the
Yeah.
hip hop stage, everybody was getting it. You had you walked around, and then the Latin stage was on the other side, and they was going in over there. I was like, and then it was just so much. I was like, it was hot too. I was like, how can y'all do this all the time? Because some people do that for a living, you know, when they perform. I'm like, yo, this
Yeah.
is too. I saw some of the craziest. Um, you know how like carnivals they have games. Like,
Hmm.
I saw some of the craziest booths. I saw this booth where, you know, like you do the ring toss or
Yeah.
whatever. They had, that's why don't kids do not need to be at these things. They had different those, and you throw a ring toss on it to try to land the toss, and you win. I don't know, you win some kind of prize, or whatever. But I was just like, I cannot. And there were kids there too, but I was just like, I cannot believe kids are seeing this. Like, it was like, since it really was like sensory overload. But I enjoyed myself. It was so much fun. I ate good food. I saw some good shows. I saw some outfits, mess, but it was really, really.
It's
So,
always
like,
fun.
do
Fun, fun.
you ever want to perform at Pride? Doing,
Um, Last year we didn't have drag kings perform. I think yeah, last year was the first time they had drag kings perform that I had seen. So yeah, eventually I would love to perform for Pride. That would be cool. We'll
yeah,
see.
it would be really. So, what made you want to start cooking? Like, what's your love for cooking? What made you want to get into that?
So, oh, I love food. I
I
love
know.
food. I just love food and I love cooking and I just I don't know I just want I was thinking about because especially because of COVID we had started we had started we couldn't go anywhere, we couldn't do anything, so I was like, oh, maybe I can just start cooking and like because a lot of people were asking me like about different foods and I felt like it's not very known in San Antonio about Central American food, so I figured that that was a good way to introduce it to different people. And I feel more comfortable as pinche, like when it comes to and talking and stuff. Like as for myself, I still get all like, oh god. But when I'm in pinche mode, it's just completely different for some reason. So I was just like, okay, I'm just gonna be in drag and I'm gonna cook and I'm gonna make this happen and see what happens. And the first time I did like a little like trial and I did one quick video I posted on Facebook and I got so much feedback from everybody asking me how to make it, like what's in it, what was it called again, and like I got all these messages of people making it and like asking me again how to do it and it was cool and I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like people are actually interested on different kinds of food because my mom is Honduran. So I'm not just Mexican, I'm also Honduran. So that's part of
Right.
my background. It's something that I ate when I was little and I was like, I kinda wanna show this to the world and like or the
Yeah.
people that um especially here in San Antonio. It's just like it seems like Mexican is all we have. We have maybe two or three restaurants that are Central American that I know of. So I just figured that was something cool to start.
What makes I guess Central American food, so this, what makes that food a little different from, your traditional
It
um
has to do with because we use a lot of plantains instead of
Okay.
tortillas.
Mm-hmm.
Um, use, there's a lot of more seafood because they're closer to the coast and to the ocean.
Okay.
Um, yeah, and then I don't know why in San Antonio they use a lot of pinto beans, and like how I grew up, we used a lot of black beans with everything we
Okay.
made. So there's just like little things that are slightly different from typical Mexican food.
Yeah, I would definitely love to taste it. I mean, right now I don't eat meat, so, but I know you
Mm.
probably got tons of vegetarian dishes even that you.
Most of our food actually is just like I don't know if you eat cheese, but it's like a lot of beans and cheese and like egg, avocado. We use a lot of avocado, and then some seafood, a lot of seafood. So
You know
yeah.
what? I cannot eat avocados because I know, and I live in the one of the worst places to be a person like that because California, there's avocado stuff. I swear it's every dish on the menu is some type of avocado, and I'm just like, but they just make me nauseous. It's not that I think they're nasty or anything. It's just when I eat them, it makes me nauseous. But my mom actually has an allergy to it, so I might have an allergy as well. Who knows? But I can't eat avocados, guys. I just can't.
They're delicious.
Yeah, my
That's so.
people look crazy when I be like, "Ooh, avocados." They be like, "What?" I be like, "Hey, to each." Okay, I'm a
True,
sub
true.
cook with avocados.
Yeah,
There,
I put avocados on a lot of things.
I know, like I have avocado toast like everyone else. I want to be able to have avocado toast and eggs and all that. Forget all the
Guac,
people that can eat
just
avocado.
guac. Guac is bomb. That's all I.
Yes, I thought it was because maybe I just have to eat it naturally instead of like, guacamole that's just pre-made, like that's store bought. Maybe I was just like, okay, I'll just eat it naturally and then that'll be fine. But nah, fam, don't work.
Damn, that sucks.
Remedies or something help me get used to eating avocado so I don't get nauseous. Let me know.
Can you eat cilantro though?
Cilantro? Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I put cilantro on. I like to put cilantro on everything.
Okay, cool.
um, no, now you know what I don't like. I don't care. I get crap about it all the time. Stop putting that tahine seasoning on fruit sweet, not sweet. There.
Damn.
Oh my god, I feel like that's the worst thing that Hispanics could have ever brought to the United States of America. Because I was like, you guys put, I was like, why are we eating this on fruit? The only thing, like, my friends love it. They love the fruit and all of that stuff. I'm like, I get some. I do like elote. I tried elotes for the first time last year. I
Oh
know
my God.
I tried it in the bowl. I didn't do it on the. You need to eat it on the cob. I'm like, no, that's too messy. I don't want to be having stuff all on my face. No, but it's good. But as far as the fruit, y'all can cancel me with that. Don't ever. Like,
That's hilarious. Oh my God.
do you put it on
Um,
it too?
Tahini? I
Yeah.
actually don't use tahini for much of anything.
Oh
I don't
yeah.
know. I guess for corn, I like because we also have corn in a cup, and that's the only way.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You don't eat the fruit with the
I
spice.
personally don't. I know I'm
They
weird,
do.
but
He agrees with me.
I don't. I mean, I don't have anything against it. I will eat it if it already has it, but I don't necessarily need it. I don't
Dang
ask
it,
for it.
it has to be banned, and I don't like that needs to be banned. Stop putting spice in fruit. Eat that. That's one of the, and you know what? out of all my least favorite dishes, that's probably the least of the least favorite dish. And because I love fruit, I just don't put spice on my fruit.
Got it.
My fruits, please.
That's funny.
So what are some, because since your mom is from Honduras, what are some like cultural traditions that you guys have from over there?
Well, we have our own, we have different kind of music. It's called punta. And it's more Afro-Latino. It's like Afro-Latino. It's because we have a large Afro-Latino population,
Mm-hmm.
and it's more it's African. It's more African, and like the movements are African, and like the whole culture is more it's more of African descent. So we have that. I don't think a lot of Mexican people have that, so that's a little bit different. Other cultural stuff, it's pretty much the same. We still do the whole Dia de los Muertos. We do like the most of them are Catholic, so we have a lot of the Catholic traditions are pretty much the same as Mexicans.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Cool.
Yeah.
So how did your friends and family like feel about you doing drag? Like were they
So I showed my mom once. She just looked at me like I was crazy. And I was like, she just looked at me, she looked at the picture, and she looked at me, and she was like, okay. Like, she didn't even know, she had no words. Like, she was just like, she didn't have anything to say.
oh, she's like, oh.
And I was like, okay, we're not talking about this again. I get it. But it's funny because she likes drag queens, though. She loves drag queens. And that's why I was like, it's the same thing, but I'm a drag king.
And I told you it'd be acting great. Oh, and then my eyes started itching. I need to stop rubbing it because it's about to be all red. It's like all red. Now, what was we talking about before IG started hating?
Oh, my mother. My mother.
Yes, she was lost because she was like, okay.
Yeah, she was pretty lost. She kind of was surprised, I think. But yeah, my sister is pretty supportive. She's always inviting her friends to come watch me perform. She's always like, she bought, because I have merch too. I have Pinchevilla shirts that I sell.
Great.
Yeah, so actually I have koozies right now, and I've been selling koozies that 50% of it is going to Black Lives Matter to support. So so yeah, but my sister bought a bunch of shirts recently with my logo. So she's pretty supportive. Other than that, my other two sisters don't really know because they pretty much have the same views as my mom, and I don't know. So and my friends are pretty cool, and yeah, my friends always come and watch me too. They're pretty supportive also. They're always on my shows and my virtual shows, and it's pretty cool.
That's good. It's nice to have people that support you. So where can people get your merch? Do you have a website or they just DM you?
No, that's DM me. I usually post pictures of them on my stories, and then I just ask people to DM me if they want anything. I ship out if anybody buys outside of San Antonio, but I also deliver it here if you're living in San Antonio. So yeah.
So for you guys that are on here, if you guys have any questions that you guys want to ask, T, can we ask you? So when was the last time you were in a relationship?
Oh God. uh, um, uh, about my last relationship ended in April. So
Oh,
yeah,
just left a relationship. Oh wow.
yeah.
Sorry.
It's okay.
I mean, probably for the better for you, but I was just like, dang.
And that's why I was like, oh God, we're going there. Anything else? Any other questions? Anybody?
Oh my God.
My favorite dish to make. Okay, that's good. Um, my favorite thing to make. Okay, I make this a lot because it's so easy and I love tacos, so I always make tacos. Especially al pastor tacos. Oh my God, I love tacos. You have no idea how much I love tacos. But
Tacos.
we're talking about Honduran dishes. My favorite thing to make is tajadas, which are fried plantains. And you can eat them with black beans and sour cream and cheese. You can eat them with egg. You can eat them with chicken. So you can put them with almost anything, and it's so good.
Just fry them? Like, do you coat them in a batter, or you just
No, no, no,
fry?
no, just straight fried. So I just open the plantain. I usually get the green plantain, open it up, cut it into slices, and they're angled, really thin, almost like plantain chips. And then you just throw them in oil and fry them. And then you just put a little bit of salt on them.
I'm gonna have
Yeah,
to try that. That sounds pretty easy to
it
do.
is.
So I've never cooked with the. I have. I've tried some plantains that I like, but most of the plantains that I've eaten, I don't know. It's just maybe it's a texture thing. It's not that they're nasty, but it isn't. It's not. It's nothing like a banana, but it's also has this tart taste for me. You know,
Mhm.
when you cook them. So I want to try maybe slicing them real thin and
Yeah,
making plantain chips. I think that would be really neat to
yeah.
do.
And you just put a little bit. If you get the green plantain,
Hmm.
it's because if you get the yellow ones, they come out sweet. So if you get the green ones, you can just throw a little bit of salt in them, and you can eat them with anything. So yeah,
Okay. And were they yellow? They yellow like bananas?
yeah. The plantains turn yellow like bananas do. The
So
same
do
thing.
once it's yellow, it tastes exactly like a banana, or does it still taste fairly a little different?
I think it's still a little different, but they're sweet like bananas. Yeah,
I
they're
have to wait.
sweeter.
'Cause I've only eaten them when they're green. I'm gonna have to like get some and wait till they turn
Try
yellow.
them. Because some people even throw a little bit of sugar on them, like almost like a dessert. If you use and they,
Yeah.
they also fry them. You fry them yellow. You can fry
Hmm.
those and eat them, and they're sweet. They're good. They're so good.
I have to try that. Toaststone. Is that
Tostones?
is that what you said?
No, I said tajadas. Tostones are from Puerto Rico, and that's a different kind of way of cooking plantains also. And you fry
Oh,
them also.
look, come
Yeah,
on,
but they
man.
smush them.
I'm trying to learn because I'm trying to travel and I need to know what I'm eating when
Oh,
I
there
go.
is a Puerto Rican place you can try. I don't know if you've ever, I'm sure you've been there. The boardwalk on Mission Boardwalk.
Hmm.
Okay, there is a Puerto Rican spot there that's really good, and they sell those
Oh,
things, and you can just get them. Yeah, it's on that street right before
I
getting to the boardwalk.
for 2 years, so it's still some places I haven't been, but I've been to the Mission Boardwalk and I've seen all the different restaurants, so I'll definitely try that.
Yeah, there's
Do
a
you
Puerto Rican spot there.
recall?
Ah, no, it was like 2 years ago. I don't remember.
I was fancy
Just
on it.
look up Puerto Rican restaurant. It was right there. I was like, it's like a block away from the boardwalk. And so I'm just like, I can like vividly remember. But
Okay, so you know the restaurant that's like there's 2 stories to it. That one that like that really big restaurant that's on Mission by the boardwalk, or I can't remember what they're called. They have like there is like fish tacos or something, but I can't
oh, is
remember
it
what.
right there on the boardwalk?
Yes, it's like right
Okay.
there.
Yeah.
Is it like
I've never.
next door to them? Because it's some other restaurants right there.
No, it's the boardwalk. You have to still walk a block. It's a block away from the boardwalk. It's not on the boardwalk. It's on the street, like right before the boardwalk.
Oh,
There's a lot
okay.
of like vendors and like where they sell all the merch and stuff, like the San Diego stuff, and it's like a block, like a street behind that, and
Hmm.
it's right there. I'm like, I know, I can
Oh,
see it. I was like, it's right
wait,
there.
our starch here, because isn't that why they're kind of like, excuse me, a cross between like a potato and a banana or something?
They are
The plant,
starchier. Yeah,
yeah.
plantains are starchier. You're right, Panadero. That's my friend Panadero, by the way. He's a drag king also.
Oh, hi. I want to. We gotta have your stories. Love getting
Yeah.
to know, like, this is why I love getting to know people because, like, they bring you in such a whole new world that you never would have known existed. So, like, I've seen some, as an adult, I've seen some of the craziest shows from, like, LGBTQ plus dancers to, boy, I never in my world thought I would see something like this. I was like, wow, y'all are some creative people. I can tell you that much.
Thank you.
If y'all think I don't know how to contour, so y'all gotta teach me how to do all of that. I don't know how to contour, but I was saying the most I will do is I'll do my eyebrows, or like there are even times where I don't like wearing eyeliner. It's because I don't like a lot on my face. I don't like much on my face because I have sensitive skin too. So I like to do the bare minimum. So I always like to go for a natural look. Sometimes it's just like when them girls be when them y'all drag queens and girls y'all be wearing them big old lashes. I can't do that. Too much. Sometimes I be wondering how they see. Like, how do you see?
I don't know. 'Cause I've never used fake lashes.
Uh, it's so crazy. I'm just like
But
you.
so I didn't know anything about makeup until I started doing this. I had never used makeup in my life other than eyeliner. Because
So
I'm
did
very butch outside.
you do like a YouTube tutorial?
Huh?
I said, did someone teach you, or did you do like a YouTube tutorial?
No, someone taught me because I was part of that Break for a Day, so we had a little like workshop of like a quick.
I'm so glad I had you on here. I do appreciate you coming on here because I do like learning new things, and that was definitely. I definitely want to learn other people's worlds, and I feel like that's a world I like. It's worth experiencing and learning. So I can't wait until this stupid pandemic is over, so I can actually go and see all of you and see you guys do those great things. So y'all definitely go follow this lovely, lovely person
Pinchevilla.
here, and it's your YouTube channel is the link in your page.
Not anymore because I'm doing a fundraiser for Black Lives Matter, and so. But yeah, um, my page is the same as my name is Pinchevilla on
Oh,
YouTube. So if you look up my name, you'll find me. And I have a lot of cooking stuff. I have a break. I'm taking a break right now, but I will probably start in a couple of weeks again and do more videos of different foods and different things. So yeah. And if you want merch, hit me up.
yes, yes, get the merch. Subscribe to her channel, please, y'all. Subscribe to everybody's channel. Like, support each other. My
Yes.
channel, the link. I know I am behind on my YouTube videos, y'all, but I'm getting it together. I'm going to be working on a lot of them. So this video will be on YouTube. If any of your friends or family have missed it, definitely go follow me at _underrated TV, at pretty_Cindy. Whatever it is you do, I say it all the time, guys. All my entrepreneurs, get with me. I do free promotion, free interviews. I want to support you all and get you all out there. I'm all about supporting. I know if I want to make any kind of print here, is definitely to support everyone and give people a platform to be able to showcase and do what it is that they do. So definitely, I'm so glad you decided to do this with me. I really, really appreciate it. So.
And thank you for doing this. I saw that you do a lot of support for everybody, and I really appreciate that you do. I was very impressed by your page, and I was like, wow, like somebody actually goes out and tries to promote all these people and all these
Yeah.
nobody knows about. And I mean, drag kings in general, like nobody knows about us. Nobody, a lot of people in the mainstream have no idea who we are. So I really appreciate you reaching out and have me on your show. I really, really do.
No,
And
guys,
I've seen a couple of the
all
other
your
episodes.
at me. I would love to have them on here. I would love, love, love to
Of
on here.
course. Thank you
So,
so much.
guys, yes, you're welcome. So, guys, like I said, go follow me, go follow her, and this video will be on IGTV, will be on my YouTube once I get it all done, edited, all that good stuff. So I will see you guys later on. Make sure you guys keep a lookout on my page for I have tons of more interviews coming up. So I got y'all. I'm still working it. I got y'all. I promise. So you have a
Thank
good
you.
day and tell your
You
dog.
too.
I see she done
She's
calmed down.
already asleep.
See, all about in the video. She was like, "Bump this. Y'all won't let me in the video. I'm going to sleep." Oh my God.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a great night.
Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.